Today's episode is going to talk about 2024 tax rate changes. Yo, what's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of Tax-Free Living, where I'm going to be teaching entrepreneurs just like you how to live tax-free. So every year, the IRS updates the tax brackets or the income in the various tax brackets. And 2024 was a huge year. They changed the tax brackets by 5.4%. So this change in tax brackets is going to save a lot of people a whole lot of money. So as I mentioned, inflation means that the cost of goods and services is going up, and it means the value of the dollar is going down. So since we've been having crazy inflation these past couple of years, the IRS decided that's only fair to change the tax brackets to match or try to match the inflation rate so that people can keep more of their money, because everything else around you is going up. I know you guys remember back in the day, you could take $1. Well, I don't know about y'all. I could take $1 to the gas station and I would be able to get a bag of chips, 2 Little Debbies, and a juice. $1. Now you take $1 to the gas station, you can't even enter with $1. And that's due to inflation going up. So the reason, if you were curious why the tax rates are changing, is because inflation is increasing and IRS is trying to match inflation. Okay. So compared to 2023, you see in 2023, if you made between $11,000 and $44,000, you were in the 12% tax bracket. Now you can make from $11,000 all the way up to $47,000. So over an extra $3,000 in income will be taxed at 12% versus 22%. And if you look at the 22% tax rate, you in 2023 you can make between $44K and $95K. That would be taxed at 22%. But now in 2024, you can make all the way from $47,000 to over $100,000. And you will be at that 22% tax rate. So at this bracket, you get an extra almost $5,000 of income taxed 22% versus 24%. So what this means, guys, because we are on a marginal tax system, you will be able to make more money and stay in a more favorable rate. So just in case you didn't know, the way our marginal tax system works is if you're in the 24% tax bracket, all of your money is not taxed at 24%. That's what I need you all to understand. If you're in the 24% tax bracket, at least if you're single in 2024, but between $100,000 and $191,000, that is what's taxed at 24%, right? But still, your first $11,600 is only taxed at 10%. Your next $11,600 to $47,000 is only taxed at 12%. So that chunk of money is only taxed at 12%. Then when you go over $47,000 up to $100,000, that is taxed at 22%. So when people say I'm in a 24% tax bracket, what I need you all to understand is that all of your money is not in that tax bracket. A portion of your money is taxed at 0%, which we'll talk about in a second. A portion of your money is taxed at 10%, a portion at 12, a portion at 22, 24, 32, 35, up to 37, depending on how much money you earn. Okay. So those are the tax rate changes, and you should be seeing, if you see some more money in your check than previous years, or depending on how you change your allowances, or if you see more money in just your bank account, it's because these marginal tax rate changes. Now let's talk about what else changed, okay? Because there's been other major changes in 2024 that we need to talk about. One of those being the standard deduction. So as most of you all may know, as a taxpayer in America, you have a choice, right? You can have the standard deduction, or you can take the itemized deduction, right? And basically what this means is that this is the deduction that the IRS is going to give you without you having to do anything. And so in 2023, the standard deduction for single tax filers was $13,850. That meant that your first $13,850 is not taxed. In 2024, that jumped to $14,600. So if you take advantage of the standard deduction, your first $14,600 is going to be tax-free. And if you're married, your first $29,200 is going to be tax-free to you. Okay? So what that means for us is that more people are going to be taking the standard deduction because it's increasing, and most likely less people are going to be taking the itemized deduction because you only itemize depending on what's on your Schedule A, and that's mortgage interest and health insurance expenses. If all those things equal more than your standard deduction, then you itemize. But with these rates, most people are going to just be sticking with the standard deduction, which makes your job easier as a taxpayer. Now, what else is changing? The gift tax exclusion, right? The gift tax exclusion is increasing tax returns. So now you can gift up to $18,000 in 2024 without having to file a gift tax return. Great news. Now, here are some things that I'm really excited about, right? Because as you all know, I talk about tax deductions and different tax strategies that you can leverage to minimize your taxes. So one thing I was excited to see is the increase in the health savings account contribution. If you don't know what an H.S.A is, go watch some of my previous videos, right? But H.S.A is a great account to take advantage of. So now in 2024, you could put up to $4,150 into an H.S.A. You get a tax deduction on the way in, and that money is tax-free on the way out as long as you use it for medical expenses. And that doubles if you have a family. So if you have a family, it's $8,350 for you to contribute to your H.S.A, which is phenomenal news if you ask me. All right. And last but not least, a few other updates I want to go over, guys, is the 401k contribution has increased dramatically as well. Okay. So now if you're an employee in 2024, you could put up to $23,000 into your 401k tax deferred, and you will get a $23,000 tax deduction for doing so. And if you're over 50, you can add an additional $7,500 to that contribution, bringing it up to a whopping $30,500 you can invest and get a $30,500 tax deduction in the process. Great news for you at home. Great news for everybody that's trying to avoid paying taxes. Now, on my business owners, it gets real crazy for us. If you're a business owner in 2024, you can put up to $69,000 into your 401k. And you would in turn get a $69,000 tax deduction for doing so. And if you're over 50, it increases up to $76,500. So if you're a business owner over 50, you can sock away over $76,000 and get a $76,000 tax deduction in the process. That's why it's so important to take advantage of things like your retirement accounts so you can invest and still not have to pay the I.R.S. Ain't that good? Lord have mercy. Okay, so now the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is the IRA contribution went up as well from $6,500 to $7,000. So whether you contribute to a regular IRA or a Roth IRA, you could put up to $7,000 into that account this year. If it's Roth, you don't get a tax deduction, but it grows tax-free in the future. And if it's traditional, you do get a tax deduction, but you have to pay taxes on the way out. So these are some of the major tax changes that are happening in 2024. I wanted you all to be aware of it. I want you to know so you can go into this year confident, knowing that you can minimize your tax bill to keep more money in your pocket all 2024. Because remember, 2024 is the year of more. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video with a friend, and I'll see y'all next time.